you're not
Yes, sir. I'm good.
you're not interrupting. We went live as soon as your face popped in.
Oh, wow.
So
Went out
welcome,
of bounds
Mack
quick.
Daddy.
Out of bounds quick, boys. You boys talk to him. Good to see you, Rod.
Yeah, good to see you, buddy.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. So welcome to another episode of RoadFS Detail Memoirs. You know we had to capture the Mack Daddy. He thinks he's the real boss, but we got the real boss today, Emily Buchanan from Visual Perfection. Good morning. How are you,
Good
Emily?
morning.
There you
Good,
go.
how are you?
We're great. So for those brand new to the show, my name's Jody Cedric, and my partner is Mr. Rob Pusey.
Rod Pusey, and every week we're right here talking to people in the detailing industry about detailing and about how the industry can be enhanced and better for everybody.
Yeah, and we're really excited because if you didn't know it, the IDA made July Female Detailer Month. So we went out with purpose and determination to find some real movers and shakers that we could have on RoadFS Detail Memoirs. So one of the first ladies that popped up was Emily Buchanan. She's one of those ladies that's kind of in the background. And yes, Jamie Buchanan is probably the face of Visual Perfection from a social media standpoint. But when you go into the office, Emily's the face.
Truth.
So how did your daddy wrangle you into becoming part of the Visual Perfection team?
So I've obviously grown up here my whole life. So I've kind of been in and out my whole life. And he just was like, I need somebody to run the office and know somebody that I can trust from decision for both him and I to make. I do like the aspect of me being here all the time with my father. So we do get that, father-daughter thing. But it was just an easy decision, like I said, for both of us to decide to work together to keep building something that him and my grandpa built whenever he was a young boy.
So what is the I know there's a lot of dynamics there. I mean, we sort of are in that same realm. Our company is there's four of us, and two of the owners are brothers, and then I'm a brother-in-law of one of them, and then Jody's the best friend of one of them. So we kind of understand that family dynamic when you're working together. But explain to people that don't what that's like working with a family member and how you have to kind of turn that off during the workday.
Yeah, it is. I will say at first it was hard, because, we are father-daughter, but we had to both learn that, this is about business, not our father-daughter relationship when we're here. So it was kind of hard at first to not step on each other's toes and to understand that, this is the way something needs to be done and this is the way the office needs to be done, So it is hard working with family in the beginning. It's something that you have to work at. It's not easy because, you might want to be angry about something or, it's easier to be angry or lash out at your family than you would a complete stranger. So that's something we've had to be easy with each other at.
Yeah. You kind of have to do that. What would I do if this wasn't, Jody that I've known for 30 some years? So then do you do any detailing at all, or are you strictly office?
Whenever I first started, so 3 years ago, I was detailing. So I learned all the detailing aspects from him. I don't know everything that he knows because he does have 25 years experience where I have 3 full hands-on. But I did start there for 3 whole years before I ever moved strictly into the office. And that was just so that way I could learn the terminology better and to be able to help our customers better when they come in for something. Now there is things that I still have to ask him on, and that's mainly like water sanding because I don't know, all of that quite yet.
But that gives you such a better knowledge and understanding when somebody says paint correction or that they want to have, a full interior detail or whatever aspect that is. I've got water spots. If you've actually done that, then it's easier to to look at that and say, this is what it's going to take to fix that, as opposed to just, just having someone that's hired in to do, a specific task. That's great.
Right. It's best to have that hands-on experience before you do move somebody to that office area, because if not, they wouldn't know what to do or what to say or how to answer anybody's questions.
Yeah. So you guys have quite an operation. I mean, you guys posted a couple days ago the pictures of all the buildings and everything, but you have quite a big operation. So, and I know that you guys do a variety of different services, some to dealerships, some to retail. So you guys you got your hands in everything.
Right. We're a part of a lot of dealerships around here. I believe the last time we actually counted, we have 13 dealerships that we work for just here in our Morganton office, as well as all of our customers that we have, our retail customers. We call it off the street work, because we deal with so many people coming in and out all the time versus our 13 dealerships that we know that we have work from.
Cool. So explain to people what the last several weird months have done, not just to the business, because I think people are focusing too much on the negative, but what has it also done for the business and how you've had to kind of refocus?
Right. Well, because we do rely on both the detail, our dealerships and off the street, there for the first couple weeks we had been hearing, about COVID and how scary it was going to be. Nobody was going to have jobs. And really, it only affected us for maybe 2 or 3 weeks, where we just kind of sent our workers home and, said, let's play this out. Let's wait and see how bad this actually is. And after 3 weeks, it all came booming back. I hired all my people back, and it has been nonstop. I mean, we've even had to open up on Saturdays, and we're usually supposed to be closed on Saturday. So we have got a ton of support from, our community, as well as our dealership still. They've been sending stuff like crazy.
Yeah, that transition, it really makes you evaluate your business. So yeah. It's like, and I had to mute myself because all of a sudden the stunt plane started flying over my house. I'm like, really? So as you guys have moved back into your office and moved back into full mode, were you able to bring everybody back on, or have you made some adjustments?
Well, we had 3 stores before COVID. We decided to shut down our Marion store. So we did shut down 1 store, but it's not like this operation is. There we're in-house in a dealership, and I had about 2 or 3 workers there every day. That was about the only negative thing, but honestly, it was, now that, we look at it, it's so much better because it's so hard right now to find anybody who wants to work. So it was hard to, keep a worker or 2 workers down there, as well as 13 employees here, and then as well as my other location. So it was starting to be really hard and really stressful to keep so many employees, wanting to work. So it's really been a good thing that it has shut down. So we'll see if we ever open that one up, but just right now, it's just off the table.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that, off the table, right? Because I think that's one of the hardest things as a business owner is you've been moving forward. And Rod and I have this discussion all the time about our business. It's like, because we have different aspects, and a lot of times, and Rod's really good at looking at the numbers, and he's going, look, we probably should trim here, but you hate to trim because you've been moving and growing and you feel like you're digressing when it actually is probably strategically the right thing to help you move forward.
Right. My dad all the time, he calls it his baby. He's like, this is my baby. You have to understand that I've built this for 25 years. You don't know my pain. I'm like, I do. I'm your baby. You raised me. Let me be your baby, just back away.
That's perfect. That is perfect. And that's probably the message he needs to hear too. So,
yes.
Because I think sometimes when you do look at it as your baby, it's harder to make those type of decisions to say, hey, maybe we shouldn't go off and do this. We talk to a lot of detailers and a lot of companies that have, they may have 25 or 30 different service offerings. And sometimes it's hard because you want to look at them and say, you don't make any money on those 3 services. You should probably stop doing them. And they'll go, but I've been doing those for years. That's, and you're like, that's not really making you any money. And it's actually costing you money because you take somebody and put them on that for 2 hours and they're making you less money than they would doing something else. So those are hard decisions, but somebody's got to do it.
Yeah.
So, and it sounds like you're the lady to bring down the whip on your dad, which that's tough.
Yes, somebody's got to. My mom's not here, so I have to step in and do that.
No, your mom has moved into I've got a beautiful house and a beautiful pool, and I'm sitting right here. You guys can take care of everything. I'm lifeguarding.
Yes, that's what she says all the time. But I'm on lifeguarding duty. I'm like, really? It's my brother and sister. Tell them not to swim for a couple of hours.
That's good.
The problem is with your brother, though, he's so into WWE wrestling, he's probably doing a smackdown on your sister in the pool.
Yeah, he has started jumping off the rock wall, from the rock wall into the pool. Yeah. I was like, do you not learn from anything? Like, your face is barely healed from this last, WWE match you pulled, let alone this one. He's wild, just like my dad.
Yeah, I can imagine that. My daughters, when they hear, when I have 3 daughters, Jody has 2 daughters, and when they hear the stories of when I was a kid, my mother will tell them, I actually had to have a conversation with your dad and say, Rod, stop jumping off the house. You're not a stunt man. You're going to break something again,
That is one thing I'm glad when they built the pool, they did not put the deep end closest to the house. And I'm so glad, because I'm telling you, that would be the step for him.
See, I would have done the opposite. I would have put the pool deep end by the house, because I would have been joining the kids. So
yes, I'm so glad they did, because I know that is where he would be. Because like I said, we've not even had it up and running that long, and he's already jumping off the side of the wall into the deep end. So he's wild. He keeps us on our toes too.
That's awesome. So obviously you guys have, you've pulled back a little bit strategically. You're in a good place as your business is still, your dealerships trust you, your retail customers trust you. What are you guys planning for the end of 2020 and look into 2021?
We are really wanting to start a VP, like almost like a monthly deal, a VP. I don't remember what we were calling it, but loyalty program almost. So we would like to, start zoning in a lot of the people who, have built visual perfection, to keep them on a monthly thing, so we aren't losing money. Like you said, there are services that do us no good to have, but they're so loved by everybody in the community that it's hard to, make that decision to cut them off, but it's starting to really cost us now. So we would really like to, have a VP loyalty program in order to keep that service, but, lock it in that you have to do this at least one time a month in order to do that one service. So we are looking to do that. It's tricky. It's hard. You can upset a lot of people, and, the people are what has, helped my dad build this business, for 25 years. So you don't want to step on too many toes, but they have to understand it's for the business.
Yeah. And that's the one thing that you're, from the very first time I ever met your dad, he kind of is a magnetic personality. I know it's your dad, but he's very magnetic personality. He draws you in. There's a lot of people that don't. You're like, oh, that's a person, and you don't really want to be around him. And Jamie is just like, you want to be around him, and he's a great person anyway. So when you do get to meet him, but that is something that I can see where you guys as a family run business would absolutely draw in a lot of customers that way, just because of the kind and human nature that you guys put out there to everybody else. And I think that people are missing that. I see, especially in the last several months, I think we've seen a lot of people on social media and around the country just lose it. And, at the end of the day, you're all just humans trying to do a service for somebody else, and whether or not somebody that comes to your shop and they get their car or truck taken care of, and you go to their business and, whatever, buy groceries or whatever. It's just, it's everybody's a community, and it's everybody, performing services for everyone else. And I think that that's a lot of things that's missing out there. And I see that with you guys, especially. There's a lot of, you can tell even in the pictures you guys have, there's a lot of family, good family dynamics going on there. So.
Yes.
Well, the thing that was interesting when I was there visiting you guys was watching you manage not just your dad, but also the detailers, because they're very dynamic personalities, but also the 3 old men drivers that sit in your waiting area, waiting to go pick up a car back and forth. And I thought that was a really interesting dynamic that I haven't seen at other dealerships.
Yes. So we all down here and sit, help me, they even fold towels. They do anything and everything. And like I said, they honestly volunteer their time to be down here and just be away from their wives and kind of be in a shop and around my father and stuff, because they've known him forever. So they really help our business as well, because we do get to offer that pickup and delivery service, and it not really cost us, or we don't really lose any money there, because they are here to just help my father. So that is one good thing,
Yeah, and it kind of has that salon barbershop feel.
Yes. The men like to sit down here and gossip, that's for sure. I usually full of men.
Well, that's a good dynamic to have. I guess, as a parent.
But we do anything from just a basic wash job to paint correction, ceramic coatings, PPF film, window tinting, pinstriping, graphics, anything and everything. There's
Awesome.
anything that we haven't found that we can't touch or do around here.
Yeah, bring your mopeds, your boats, whatever you got.
I literally had a man bring a tractor last week to get it washed off. So we're actually working on that right now. Somebody is redoing our whole website right now. So that one's currently down. We do have our Facebook, Instagram, Visual Perfection, Auto. You can find us there. Saturdays are usually appointment only. Like I said, we've been really busy, so we've been having to stay open on Saturdays. Our phone number is 828-433-7533. That's about it.
Awesome. Well, we really appreciate you taking your time to do this. We know you guys are super busy, which is great. It's really nice to hear that somebody's actually busy this time, instead of all the negative stuff we hear all over the place. So, we really appreciate you guys and what you're doing. This month is that I really enjoy it as having 3 daughters, to see that women are involved in it and they're helping elevate the industry, and just the level of professionalism that you guys put into this industry. So thank you very much. We appreciate you being with us. And then, if anybody's in that area, or you want to find out how to really do it, get a hold of Visual Perfection. They are awesome at what they do. So we really appreciate you coming on, Emily.
Thank you, guys.
Yep. Thanks a lot. And we'll see everybody else next week.